How do you think and grow rich? So if you haven't read the book Think and Grow Rich right now, you're probably an irresponsible entrepreneur and you need to go read that book because every super successful person have read that book. I personally read that book myself. So how do you think and grow rich? The most profound thing that was in that book that Napoleon Hill talked about was having a burning desire. And that's what a lot of people got out of that book. In the first chapter, how he was talking about how you have to have a burning desire for what you want to achieve in your life and have obsession, because obsession is overlooked and is never talked about. You see, to think and grow rich, you have to be obsessed with what you want, because that's the only way you can focus. Because by being obsessed with it, it'll allow you to focus on actually creating those things in your life. And one of the most thing I got from the book, the most important thing that Napoleon Hill talked about, and I feel like everybody discarded this, they didn't really pay this in mind, it's accurate thinking. It's actually being able to think through situation, being able to think about what you want. Because Andrew Carnegie was the guy who actually paid Napoleon Hill to write the book Think and Grow Rich. The original book was called The Law of Success in 16 Lessons. So The Law of Success in 16 Lessons was the original manuscript for Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich was just a watered down version that came out in 1937. The first book that Napoleon Hill created, that Andrew Carnegie paid him when he went to study all the successful people, was The Law of Success in 16 Lessons. So what basically happened is that Andrew Carnegie hired Napoleon Hill because Napoleon Hill was an author. He said, Napoleon Hill, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pay you a 20-year commission to go study all the super successful people. And guess what Napoleon Hill did? He went out there, he studied Henry Ford, he studied everybody. Then after what he did, he came back, and then after, the most profound thing that he learned from studying all the successful people is that successful people is their thinking. And that's what Andrew Carnegie will always do. Andrew Carnegie, every year, he would take 3 months and go to Scotland, and he wouldn't do no work. He would take 3 months out of his life and go to Scotland because he knew that success was in your thinking. Once you think it through, you can process it through your action. And that's what Napoleon Hill was talking about in his book, that is 90% of your thinking and 10% of your action. A lot of people, the reason why they don't have the success that they want is because they're focused on the action. You have to think. And that's the hardest job as an entrepreneur, is having the mental capacity to think about the situation you're in. Entrepreneurship is about intelligence. The more smarter you are, the more you can think through situation and figure things out. That's what's gonna make you a more successful entrepreneur than the next person, because entrepreneurship is a battleground. You're going against your competition. You're going against people just like you. The only determining factor to those people and you, guess what? It's their mental capacity to thinking, the way to figure things out, their IQ. That's what's gonna separate the winner versus the loser. And also what they eat, their environment, the environment they're in, all of that's gonna separate who's gonna be a better successful entrepreneur. So how do you think and grow rich? You have to think it through. You have to think it through before you process through your actions. Successful people don't work hard. If they're working hard, it's because they're focusing on what they love. So you have to think about what you want. And that's the only way you're gonna be able to create those things in your life. And you do have to have a burning desire. Because if you don't have a burning desire, you will never be able to achieve those things. You have to be obsessed. You have to be obsessed because that's the only way you can focus. Obsession is never talked about. So if you're new to my channel, every single day I post videos just like this, helping you become successful and taking you to where you want to go. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. And I want you to comment down below, how do you think and grow rich? And I'm going to see you in my next video. I'm going to show you 7 principles that will keep you poor. I will see you there.